Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, I am back to check out these new elite specs in the open beta for Guild Wars 2's End of Dragons elite specs, the first three. This first one here is Virtuoso. Now, Virtuoso uses dagger, and they also kind of equipped me with a pistol already. So, at first glance, you can see it can do okay. And the first thing that really stands out, that should be pretty obvious, there's no clones. Instead, we have blades, which stocks up to 5. And to my knowledge, there is no means to enhance the count of that. But something we do know is that there is a counted blade type attack. Like if you read through this, you'll see blade mentioned. And through here, you'll also see the mention of blade type attacks. And if they're used, will enable something. This one specifically, blade attacks have a chance to inflict bleeding on critical hits. So if you want to run Condi, this is probably what you're going to be using. I'm not 100% sure how actually good that is. I haven't really tested that just yet, but this is a pretty crucial time to really look through this. So blade songs are basically the shatters. Blade Song Sorrow is this one. Now, let's see here. Gain Fury when you activate it. Fury increases your expertise. So I'm pretty sure that means General Fury increases your expertise. And we do have more than one way of getting Fury with this spec. Let's see here. So assume we run this. We can't be using these in this circumstance. Gain ferocity based on time. So that says that basically we gain ferocity based on our vitality. And
nothing can bring me defense, then offense.
That has nothing to do with giving us fury, though. So I guess in this circumstance, we would be just relying on somehow fitting in this to our build. If we were to actually kind of go off of that. But, let's see here. That affects our expertise. But basically this bottom line here is roughly the Condi line. These two are kind of whatevers, but this one is particularly kind of good. If you want to just keep up consistencies. Automatically stock blades while under the minimum blade count. Minimum blade count 3. Interval 3 seconds, so considerably you should be able to keep generating blades like nothing, if you're not like too crazy about it. Like you should probably be breaking up the use of your blade songs with your regular skills, but basically you would probably want to keep using that. And that's only if you're in combat. If you're in combat, that's when it takes place. Otherwise, when you're outside of combat, you have to use something like this to give you your blade stock supply. And it does only go up to 5, unfortunately. And yeah, we have 3 sort of shatters to that. These 2 don't require targets, so you can use them wherever if you want to just see what they look like. Which is absolutely cool looking. I should really not stand here. That is also really cool. So that shoots 3 projectiles to where you're kind of got your attention to, and then they bounce straight backwards. So it hits forward first and backwards second, which is interesting. Now I don't know if that's relevant to after they just hit nothing, or if they can hit something and then still go backwards. That is what I do not know. But it says pierce, so that gives me confidence in what that could actually entail. And this one just lets us throw daggers. Or blades. It can hit up to 5 targets. Okay. It's combo finisher, physical projectile. Fine and dandy. These have field bonuses? I honestly don't know. They don't seem to. Which is actually kind of unfortunate. It just sort of dawned on me. I've never actually seen any mentions of combo fields on these. Let's see here. Open a portal that devastates targets in a line in front of you with a flurry of blades. Okay. Okay. That's someone else doing that one. Create a storm of blades that attacks a large area, damaging and applying vulnerability, which is nice. Let's also do pierce. Oh, I see. So it's like that can basically just keep going through a bunch of targets, basically. I was stuck on thinking of this one for a second. I'm just thinking, when will that become relevant? Drop a massive blade on a location, immobilizing enemies. This attack deals increased damage against controlled and downed foes. And here's why I really like the pattern. It looks a lot like the sword drops from the Bandit Executioners, or like when you're fighting like Executioner style White Mantle through like Looting World Season 3. So that is pretty cool. And that means if you have a lot of CC on a foe, you're going to have a fun time, like getting your hits off. So this one throws 2 blades. If both of them hit, you basically get a bunch of. You can basically get, I guess, an additional random boon. The first one just allows you to heal. And it will also take away conditions on you, which is interesting.
This area is very popular with the children and those easily excited. Behold, the Lion's
see.
Arch Fountain. Incidentally, this is also where 80% of all tour-related injuries occur. Please watch your step.
But this
Shall
is
we?
basically
Any
just
questions?
like a
No? All right.
thing you can launch out that can spit out projectiles in different directions. Oh man, this tour guide. Doesn't matter, but you know. Now I am liking that a lot of these skills do pierce, which is absolutely great. Which means you can go and just go ham into a crowd. It does actually mean you can not be too limited by like body blocking type enemies or like placements of enemies, which does actually make me a little more hopeful with how this will turn out. But let's go back looking into this again. These top two here are mostly boon related. Blocking, dodging, and attack grant spoons. It'll give you quickness and fury, basically. Which is absolutely phenomenal. That I can block or dodge and basically get quickness. In which case, if it was like a power build, I would probably sport that for sure. And I'd probably do sword or something of the sort. Just so I'd have like at least a block and at least a definite dodge. Because your sword too is a dodge, kind of. It allows you to evade. I don't know if that actually counts or that, but I think it'd be worth a shot. But otherwise you do get a straight up block skill. At least I'm pretty sure it's sword 2. It might be sword 3 or something. I'm not sure. I haven't played Mesmer much, really. But, let's see. Blade Songs grant Igus. Now that is something that'll really play into this. Which means you can do this, and you'd probably want this. You would automatically stock up on blades when below threshold. You'd be playing to try to like raise up your blade count. Otherwise, for like effects of your blade songs, you'd be using blade songs whenever you deem you really feel like it. And whenever you use them, you get Igus, which allows you to block already, and hit quickness in that for performing your attacks even fiercer. So yeah, that should say a lot of how this will actually kind of like build out. Without further ado, let's kind of taste what it is like. So, why do I actually have a story then? Okay, what is like the most suitable areas to test this? Especially if you want to test it on like 5 enemies. I've seen a friend testing it in like Shore, but I aren't experienced on that as a testing ground. I don't know if there's like a preferred like circumstance or what. Let me check this out. I might even just equip that like idea I just had. And say screw with the basic setup. But you know what? I think I should probably
What are we waiting for?
test the basic, then test the idea I had. Because it sounds to me like it should be fairly strong. But it's like, you know, until you actually see it. Actually, what is my armor? Huh. To all stats system. I disagree, please. Is there like a... let's see here. I think going glass really would do.
A fitting reward.
Yeah, I'm just realizing how... oh, wait. Bros already have force. Okay. Might switch out that, but then again, the phantasms do, turn into blades after use. No, it's not. I'm really just sort of thinking. Force. Yeah, let's just run in. Now, something else worth noting is that the illusions of blades are not as temporary as clones are. It's something I think is mind-boggling. Which means you can really, like, prep for a fight. You can really stay prepped for a fight.
Fury is mine.
Something I'm not 100% sure of is which of these is actually generating blades for me. It's not 100% clear. Oh.
Getting help. Blade storm.
I'm pretty sure the second skill did it.
Fury is mine.
Yeah, it's anything that's not the first skill. And it needs to be like a successful hit. Okay. I know in like finishing chains with one skill, it basic miss will generate a clone for you. Now, something someone told me is that this class is basically Gilgamesh and like Fate or something. I have no idea what that means, but whatever.
Getting help.
Seems it's still kind of a thing that illusions can become, that your phantasms can become illusions. Okay. I really need to change that from the bunny. I don't think I used that correctly. Yeah, I'm not too sure. Let's do thing I was thinking of. Let's see, start damages. Okay. I wonder if that can increase my rates of upkeep.
Getting healthy. Fury is mine. Blade storm. Getting healthy. Blade rain.
To be honest, it doesn't feel too bad of a class, but I'm really not feeling that effect yet.
Fury is mine.
Maybe what I'm not realizing. Okay, that's what it is. I realize now. So if I'm below 3, I'll automatically generate 1 every 3 seconds is what it is. Okay. Try it like that. So it's not exactly what I'd describe as overpowered, but it's also not exactly garbage. Okay, let's switch this as something that'll annoy me less. At least this can go fast. So I'm gonna pick some poor sucker to just dive at. Let's go for this bunch. That's not an enemy, that's a tree. Damn it. Oh.
Getting healthy. Fury is mine.
It's probably like the messiest area I could possibly be in. Sky scales will figure this out. Actually, this is probably it, realistically. Well, actually, there is that one. Giant, let's fight him.
Need to rest. Getting healthy.
That wasn't too tough.
Blade storm.
Actually, that wasn't tough at all.
Fury is mine. Blade storm. Fury is mine. No.
Oh,
Getting healthy.
but finally, we're the opponents. I'm gonna die. It's okay. I'm a cheater.
Support.
They saw through my disguise. Ah. Yeah, I'm dead. Maybe that was ambitious. Alternatively, I probably just don't know what I'm doing. I'm used to playing classes that are more relaxed about that kind of thing. Yes. That's what I'm told here. It curves after him midair. Yeah, I don't know about that. Off the ground. Thing a foe charges pistols. I never realized that. Yeah, I'm probably like the worst person to really come up with a proper build with this. But at the very least, it was interesting taking a look at this. Is it messing with my camera? A little. Not as much as I thought it was. That's like the... I never really noticed how the fire has like the camera distortion of light through it. Very fine touch. Very fine touch. Yes. Yes. Let's talk about one that's more home to me than Mesmer, that's for sure. Guardian. If a successful hit happens, you follow up an attack with a dual attack. Ooh. Sounds nifty. quickly dash forward their foes. Now let me tell you something. This has the most movement skills I've ever seen. Like, bam, 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 bam. Bam, bam, bam. I really do just want to, like, test this out. Let me just go nuts with this. I think this one's gonna be a more fun one to check out. Let's see. I think this area was closer to the bad. I think that'll be a better way to test it. Alrighty. That was quick work.
Face the consequences.
How amazingly quick and efficient that is. That is... I could get behind that. Let's try it on this fella. Oh.
Replenishing. Go out and get my charge.
Done. But you see this mention repose. Huh. I don't actually know what that means though. So it's like if it's successful, you can back off. You can heal yourself with incoming damage. That's something you would want to use very carefully. Let's see. So confusing though. So it can phase enemies. Well, I'm actually kind of confused how these virtue effects work. What's the duration on them, though? It really doesn't suggest much.
I can outrun a centaur.
Like 5-7 seconds.
Impressive combination. Feel the fury.
Let's see. I think I want to test the actual movement ability towards. Where is something I can knock on from further away? far can I go before it won't let me lock on? Let's see. Oh, there. Alright. Here we go.
Unstoppable.
I can close that much of a gap.
Take the initiative.
I never noticed things here can get magnetic aura.
I could outrun a centaur. Feel the fury. You'll have to get much harder.
To be honest, it's really, really good.
Replenishing.
That's part of what makes it a lot easier for me to understand Guardian. It's like, no matter what, you should be able to understand Guardian. Why did I go into there? Let's see here. Top line. You get increase in concentration, but you give less of it, of like boon duration to allies. While a virtue is active, activating another virtue reduces the initial virtue's cooldown by its remaining duration. You can gain alacrity and regeneration when Resolve's effect is triggered. Let's see. Consecutive attacks grant regenerative effects. Let's just give that a quick little shot.
Replenishing. Feel the fury. Take the initiative.
So it seems to be like when it reaches like the end of its effects is what I'm gathering. Now weren't you even... Don't you know I don't actually care what you can do? I can still do
It's not over.
it. I feel like it's like very bizarrely quick work you can do with this stuff. But I'm also still trying to understand it.
Lights out. You'll have to get much harder. Face the consequences.
That time I didn't feel much of a thing. But I think I'm also like getting more of like the hang of the circumstances and feeling less of like the magnetic forces of my projectiles being carried at me less. Let's see, what else can we gather out of that? Let's see. Increased damage but has reduced duration. Just as this duration is modified. So let's look at what gives that, though. Each time you activate a virtue or your virtue's passives are triggered, gain a damage bonus. Let's see if I'm understanding this right.
Feel the fury.
So basically I got about... I can get up to 10% of a damage bonus if I can keep up with these. And if I have like alacrity and quickness, I'm sure that'll really bode quite well as a combination.
Relentless. Justice prevails. Replenish. Take the initiative.
I like how very little actually have to hold still.
Barely. Rejoining the fight.
That was a little messier. But I think I was also playing a little sloppier. Outgoing healing potency is reduced, but healing power is increased. So basically, you can heal yourself better, but healing others just tanks. Which is something I think is actually quite interesting. That a lot of this is so selfishly designed, like, wow. It's like, once it benefits you more than other people, you know it's going to be quite a different playstyle for Guardian. Because Guardian normally is very proficient at providing to other people. Doing courage grants protection and resolution. Shadow stopping grants resistance. So if I feel like I'm probably not being tanky enough, I could probably be doing this. Is what I'm gathering.
Time to do some real damage.
feels a little nicer.
Time to do something. Feel the fury.
Which part was supposed to give me protection again? This. Thought I heard something that I could hit. Oh.
Unstoppable.
So yeah, that'd probably become like a new sort of like opening sequence for certain encounters.
Feel the fury.
Yeah, it's like Guardian wanting to play Thief. So it's like if a Guardian ever wanted just to adjust their specs just a tiny bit, they could play Thief basically. I didn't know there was Grawl out here. To be honest, don't ever remember. Clearly they weren't important enough for me to remember. Yeah, this is pretty fun though. The way it destroys. I mean, there's other people here, but look at the way it destroys. Oh. It's like I get evades without having to use my evades. It's like I feel like a whole nother person. And it does damage for me. Like, what is this? This is insane.
There. Now our chopper has a landing zone to arrive at. We just need to keep it clear until they get here.
Feel the fury.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Times, ladies and gentlemen, in our day-to-day in Guild Wars 2, we do things we don't know why. And let me tell ya, sometimes you just have to go ahead with it.
I've watched visitors throw a wide assortment of items into those swirling mists. One Asura in particular must have tossed in over 2 dozen exotic weapons. It made me realize that Zamaros has probably collected
That
an
also
impressive
affects
arsenal
this.
by now.
Somewhere in there, he's armed to the teeth.
Certainly
with
an
vials of
interesting
blood
thing.
And bottles of Alonian wine.
I suspect that this could be like a sort of a mechanic. I wasn't sure in what kind of way. That was someone else doing that one, I think. This one does kind of heal me a little bit. But it still keeps me back a certain amount. So yeah, that's certainly interesting. Is there any others? This one. can give yourself quickness like that. Oh. That is indeed fancy. So you can get quickness from here, you can get quickness from there. Is there another quickness or no? But supposedly, you can build yourself to get yourself quickness and transfer it over to people nearby you. Let's see. You can pulse basically a few 2 seconds of quickness every 3 seconds in your shroud. You can give people around you 5 seconds or 6 seconds of quickness with this elixir. You can give people around you 5 seconds of quickness with this elixir. What I don't know is how that translates into upping your expertise. If that could be a viable quickness build for Necro. Because as far as I could tell in the Snowcrow's guides or something, so Necro wasn't that heavier into damage builds as some of the other classes were. So I really don't know how that translates. But like implicatively, like these like lower your health and increase your condition by like 5% each.
Behold, the Lion's Arch fountains. Incidentally, this is also where 80% of all
Stacks up to 25 stacks.
Great time. I know I
So
am.
maybe there's like alternative to that. I'm not too sure. Not without really playing the class, that's for sure. But here in this, your this bottom line is primarily Condi oriented. Let's see. And concentration based on your vitality. So you can really kind of hammer into concentration, I guess. I don't know if this means you could probably do like a tankier sort of build and offer a lot of quickness that way, or what? Like, I think it's something that could be explored upon. It's like this middle line is mostly just like harmless conditions and boons. This top line, I think, it's mostly just self-based. Of like trying to keep you able to really hurt your enemies. Like for power base, yeah. I'm sure someone who's actually more experienced with the class would be able to explain and look into that a little better than I can. But let's test it out. Same way we've tested the other two out. By jumping into the fray. Guns blazing hot. Eyes closed and chug chug chug. Glug Glug glug. But could you imagine how half of those would probably taste?
You see that chopper come down? Survivors don't last long. Some sweet salvage, though.
First thing to always test on seems to be more reliably the bigger guys. Doesn't help that I'm not too especially oriented into necro, or I'd do something fancier maybe. Huh. Let's look for some giants. I think that was a better method of our time.
Kill everything.
Fight him. I just kind of want to see these NPCs try to do this. I think they're winning. Well, that wouldn't keep zapping it back at me.
I don't know how I got here, but thank you for your aid.
Someone just turn into Orion scum.
We're exposed and vulnerable out here.
Calm down, Soldier. I saw an encampment not far away. I know you're all.
Good.
You make it clear.
That lifts? I could be a chrono. I feel like that died quicker than the other things, for reasons beyond my understanding. Like, maybe this is the more higher DPS orientation zone of this. Here's a more fair representative of all our methods. It lifts him? Oh my god. Oh my god. It did so much damage. Okay then. That is a lot quicker and more straightforward. Okay, wow. Wow. I didn't think it had it in there.
That's good. Strong.
This feels too relaxed. For something that lowers your health, I'm gonna say it feels too relaxed. Like, what? I haven't felt like I'm in danger yet. Let's see, if I fight those things up there, the anti-missiles of them is gonna hit me good. That time I felt a little bit in danger. Try this. Honestly, that's pretty good to be able to do something like that. I think I could actually like anything, Necromancer. Actually try into this a little more when like the actual version comes out. Like, wow. Alright, it's because it gets quickness, so the pace of how much it can do so fast goes like through the roof. I was thinking, why was it doing so much so quickly? That's why. But it's like, this is already highly, like, situated out for lots of Condi damage. Like, what kind of gear did they stock this up with? Oh. Oh, that's fitting. Yeah, that's very fitting. I like it. Alrighty then. Yeah, so far it seems highly oriented to condition damage. Which definitely means probably against some Vipers or something. But otherwise, this stat type is also quite good. Oh, hold on a sec. What shot was that? Oh, that was this one. So this does roughly the same effect as the wind skill of the Renegade short bow. Okay. It's just a second guess. I possibly being just poor choice on a few things. Yes, very, very good. It can just sudden burst like anything. That is amazing. I don't know, does normal Necromancer do this or the other stuff? I have absolutely no idea. But certainly worth giving this one a checking at. Let's actually up this. I am forgetful. I won't make it. It was worth a shot. There you go. Harbinger is certainly a Harbinger, that's for sure. I don't know what is actually intended with that name choice. But being able to burst anything that quickly is amazing. Especially if it's a giant, of all things. So I think this is actually going to be pretty popular in solo play PvP in that. Although I really don't know what to make of it in terms of how effective it'll be for anything other than just straight up like DPSing the crap out of something. Now that I have absolutely no idea.